Good evening, everyone. It is Saturday evening, and I've just finished feeding up for the evening there about 10 minutes ago, and everything's closed up. And I just had to do a little bit of an update video on the 2850, just to show how we are progressing on with it since last week. Seems to be another week, another 2850 video at the minute. That's all the videos I'm putting up at the minute. Seems to be all 2850 videos. It's just that time of year, there's not much else going on, just feeding and that kind of stuff. So I don't want to bombard the channel just with cattle feeding videos because it's not that interesting. It's kind of a repeat of the same thing every day. So I try to limit it to just a few videos on feeding maybe every year. But I will do a few videos now in the coming weeks. I haven't done much of them this year. So that will be something that will be coming up. I had intended to take a video earlier in the week of our Frisian bulls. We got rid of the half of them on Monday. They went for slaughter, and I had put up one of those community posts saying that I was going to take some footage of them going the following morning. It didn't happen. I had a technical issue. The GoPro wouldn't connect to the phone. Usually there's an app that connects to the GoPro for anyone who uses GoPros or knows anything about them. Usually fairly good. You just link it up through Wi-Fi. Wouldn't link up. Connected to Wi-Fi, the whole thing was froze up. So I had to delete everything off and reload it back on. And I hadn't time to do that on the morning because, as you know, when you've a lorry coming to pick up stock, and you got to get them out into the pen and maybe just double check the cards, make sure you have the right ones picked and all that sort of stuff. You don't have time to start messing around with the phone and the GoPro. So that's kind of why there was no video. But what I'm going to do is, for anyone who's interested in the Frisians, I'm going to do a little bit of a video tomorrow when I'm up feeding. And because they're going, the other half is going on Monday. And what I'll do is I'll do a little video just kind of showing how they've done, and I'll also be able to give you the average weights of the half that went. So it'll probably be a better video than the first one I was going to do anyway. So anyway, on to the 2850 and how we're getting on. So what did we get done from last week? Well, first thing is the indicator sidelight arrived today. Actually arrived yesterday. We got it stuck on today. But yeah, you can see, nice and bright. Looks well. They are original Hella lights. That's what John Deere usually used on their tractors, and still do, I think, to this day. It's mostly Hella lights. Very good quality. The only reason we changed them, the actual lenses on the other ones were fine, but there was a little bit of corrosion inside. But I suppose that's to be expected. The tractor is 26 years old this year, so you're going to have the likes of that. So it's new front and rear lights now all around on it. The number plate, I'm going to leave the number plate that's on it. I'm going to leave it on it. It is the original number plate that came on the tractor when it was new. It's steel, and it's in fairly good shape. There is a little bit of peeling off on the yellow here on the sides and a little bit at the top, but overall it's not too bad. But because it's original, it's its own original number plate, we're going to just leave it on it. Tractor came from England, as you can see. It was an English tractor. It was sold out of Ben Borges in Norwich, and spent the first 5 years of its life in Norwich on I used to remember the name of the farm that it came off. There was a little bit of paperwork when we bought the tractor in Ireland here. It had been imported in by a tractor dealer, and we had seen it advertised and went and purchased it. But there was a little bit of paperwork that was pushed down in between some of the levers inside, and I could see it, and I remember reaching down and taking it out, and it had the name of the farm that it came off. Probably, if I think about it long enough, I think it was in King's Lynn in Norwich, for anyone who knows where that is. But the tractor itself spent the first 5 years of its life there, and I remember some years later, I still had the paperwork. I may still even have it if I probably looked, but it the guy who we looked up the guy who owned it, got a phone number from, and called him up to see if it was a couple of years later. We were thinking about buying a 6-cylinder tractor to see if he had any 3650s, or if maybe we were wondering if he maybe still had one or was going to sell one, or just out of curiosity. But he told us at the time that he hadn't. He had all 4-cylinder tractors on his tillage operation, and all 2850s. And I think he had either 5 or 6 of them at the time, and then he had just traded them in and probably bought all 6. Would have been 6.4s at that stage, 6.3s or 6.4s. But yeah, that's where the tractor come out of. Yeah, so what else did we get done? Yeah, mudguards is now on. The mudguards, the previous mudguards we had in it were Dunlop. These ones here are, I think they're Southman or something like that they're called. But the plastic is a little bit harder on them, and very happy with the size overall for fitting on the tyre that's there. It's couldn't really be any better. It's we kept them try to keep them in a little bit. You can see the tyre kind of is protruding out a little bit further than the mudguard, so try to save them from getting caught on the feeding boxes when the tractor goes back on the feeder. The wheels also got a little bit of work done on those, just finishing off. The hubs were painted at a different stage than the wheels, and it was a little bit different colour, so we got those fixed up. And then the front ones then as well, there was a wee bit of touching in had to be done them, so that's done. Yeah, round the back of it now is all more or less back together. There was a wee bit of touching up that had to be done. We didn't paint the plastic here on the arms. See the way it's like a bluey green. We've left that as it was. It wasn't painted new. It probably was a slightly better shade of green than what it is now when it was new, but we just thought it'd be better to leave it as it is. And it's the same on this side, obviously, too. The stabilising arm here on this side, we got a new ball. There's like a little swivel ball on the end on this side. We ordered that from John Deere, and we also ordered this little piece here as well. That it's adjustable, it screws up, and you can adjust the arm. So those couple of bits were ordered from John Deere. That's actually in the wrong way around. It has to be swapped around. See the way it was pushed in from underneath. We have to swap that around. But yeah, it's come out very well. Overall, there was a little bit of touching up that I had to do in just around the half axles here on that side. I got that side done. This side here isn't yet done, so I have to do that now at some stage this week. There's also a little bit of overspray that has to be cleaned off in there, but look, we are fairly well on with it at this stage. The interior is the next thing that we have to tackle. That if you remember back last week, I was telling you that we had a brand new piece of interior that was in that bag, and it disintegrated in the bag. The bag was never opened, so we ordered the new piece, the replacement piece, and that arrived this week. So yeah, it's one more thing now that is there and can be finished off on it. What else? Oh, somebody was asking me, was I going to put a flashing beacon on it? I might put a flashing beacon on it. There was a plate that come with the tractor when we bought it, so there was obviously a magnet beacon that you could stick on and take off whenever you weren't using it. But we never used it. We never had a beacon on it. But I might put a beacon on it. I'll see when we're near finished. Yeah. These little reflectors have to go back on. Those two brackets, I painted those earlier in the week. There's a couple of wee squares then that goes on the top side of them. Yeah, so that's really it. The only other thing that I wanted to say was somebody in the comment section last week mentioned that if I wanted to keep the tractor original, which I do, that I needed to paint the drawbar and the crook for the pickup hitch yellow. Now, I'm old enough to remember 2850s or 50 series tractors when they were new, and I never seen one of them with a yellow crook in all my time, and definitely I've never seen a John Deere with a yellow drawbar in all my time. Even up to the current day tractors, you go in and buy a new John Deere, it comes with a green drawbar, always has. The earliest that John Deere would have had a yellow crook would have been, I'd say, the 6400s. I'm not even sure if the early ones had got a yellow crook. Definitely the 6410s would have had yellow crooks, and the later 6400s. But I'm open to correction on the earlier ones, whether they were green or yellow. But definitely 50 series, all green, without a shadow of a doubt. So the GoPro battery went dead, as it does, so I've had to just finish the last part of the video on the phone. Yeah, so that's really all the updates I can give. The tractor will be finished now this week, without a doubt. All that's left is 2 side windows have to be taken out. We have to reseal the rubbers around the windows. You can see the rubbers are all kind of just hanging in on the inside. So reseal on both sides, and windows then can go back in. There's a couple of bits of trim then has to be stuck on just on the back pillars. So once that's done, small bit of tidying, dicking up on the back, and just a little bit of on that far half axle, bit of touching in with a bit of paint, and then it's just polishing. That's it. So we are really on the home straight, thank God. It has been a long road, and much longer road than what we had anticipated, but I think it has been very much worthwhile. Very happy with how the tractor has turned out. Looks very well, so that's really it. As always, thank you very much for watching. Maybe if you're not a subscriber, if you like the channels or the channel, or you have enjoyed some of the videos, hit the sub button. It does help me with that whole YouTube algorithm thing that nobody really understands. If you hit the sub button, and there's a little bell at the side of it, it does notifications, and if I put a video up, you'll get a little notification just to say I have a video up, just to let you know when you could watch it that evening or whatever. So that would be great. It'd be great to get some of the views that I have. 80% of my views aren't actually from subscribers, so if some of the viewers would subscribe, it would help the channel get pushed on and noticed a bit more. So yeah, that's really it. So until tomorrow, freezing video will be up tomorrow evening, and yeah, it'll be something for you to look forward to and to see. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you then.